Well, the people certainly have spoken. Yes, hello and welcome to part one of Let's Play Football Manager 2013 with Liverpool. Once again, of course, if you've been with the channel for a while, you may remember I started a save with Liverpool way back when the game first came out, and that failed dreadfully. In fact, I was sacked by February, and a lot of people got very pissed off that I was doing it with Liverpool again because, of course, I did the Let's Play originally, the one that sort of started it all off on FM11 with Liverpool, FM12, got to 2045. By the time this came out, and then I think I lasted till February and got sacked because FSG's aims were just way too high. You know, the board wanted me to basically challenge for the title with an absolutely dreadful team. Well, it's not dreadful by any means, but it's your team is slightly disabled when you have the likes of, I don't know, John Joe Shelby in your midfield, for example, and Stuart Downing on the left. But alas, anyway. That was then, this is now. This is totally different, 2026, and yes, I do realise that part ones usually do get more views than the rest, so if you are new to the channel, hello, you've joined us mid-game. Now, I've been managing Brighton since 2012, I've won the title with them I think 4 or 5 times since then, if you include, I think, 4 Premier Leagues and 1 Championship, and got to 2 finals of the FA Cup. But this is totally different now. I mentioned in the other video that the Liverpool team is actually pretty decent, so what I'm going to do now is introduce you to them all and sort of say this is the world, this is how so that I have something Futurama there. This is basically all the players, this is how things look, and if you look at the table you may notice Crew Alexandra in the Premier League. Yes, it's very weird. Who are top currently? Obviously, bear in mind we are on the Sunday. We are literally about to play Arsenal. It's like coming up next. I'm going to go play. Actually, no, I've already played it. I am a little bit ahead of you guys. I did pre-play. That's a term. I did pre-play this in advance that you guys would pick it, but also just to give myself an idea of what I'm working with here. But if we look at the table, Brighton, or at least Brighton did have a good start, and so did West Brom and City. But yeah, I'm going to obviously go over the transfers, but also who have brought in to add to Slaven Bilic's team, but also the fixtures so far, might as well. But first things first, go over the team and introduce you to the players. So, I think I've got too many transfers to talk about, but I'll go over them anyway. First one here. So the number one goalkeeper at the moment is Francisco Godoy. I think is how you pronounce it. This is, I say, if you are new to the channel, these are going to be all regens. I should point out, regenerated players by the game to replace older players who, of course, go into management or retire. And this is, the bread and butter of the game, basically, after a few years. He is from Guatemala, I believe. Is that? Oh, sorry, Guatemala. There you go. What am I saying? Kind of shows you my geography skills right there. And he's pretty good. He's 27. He's been here for quite a while. £3.5 million. Sounds like a bit of a steal, to be honest, because he's pretty decent. And then we've brought in Tom King, who is, believe it or not, a real player. Yes, we're still on, and he's fairly young for a real player. At 31, of course, but he's a goalkeeper. So I believe he was in the first. So I guess what you could technically describe as the first batch of regens, but not regens, if you know what I mean. The ones that would be regens if... I'm confused myself now, but you know what I mean, when basically the first bunch of young players in the game. And I believe he currently plays for Crystal Palace. Yes, they signed him from Portsmouth. He's gone to Portsmouth. I imagine he left after they couldn't pay his wages or something. But he, I believe, has played for England under 17s, I want to say. And I think on this he did have one under 21 cap. We don't actually know where he was even born. What? How the hell? What? That's strange. That is really weird. I've never seen that before. Anyway, yeah, he's the backup goalkeeper. I've bought him in. If you look at the history, I should point that out. £750,000. He's simply a backup goalkeeper. There wasn't one here when I arrived, and I got a fairly healthy budget, I've got to say. It was originally £35.5 million. Could have bought Andy Carroll with that. I think he's retired. And then for some reason, when we actually got to the new season, the new season starts, and it overlapped it off, it went up to 41 million. So I don't know where that extra 6 came from, but yeah. And I thought, for just £1 million, I might as well just invest that in a replacement goalkeeper should he get injured. And then at right back here, we're going over defenders now. This is Tommy Wright, which is a superbly English name. Has 4-star potential. I'm actually quite excited about this guy. You can also sort of play as a right-sided midfielder. He's been at Liverpool all his life. He was on loan at Millwall last season. And he's from Runcorn, which is not technically in Liverpool, but sort of on Merseyside. But a lot of Merseysiders don't actually like people from Runcorn. We refer to them as Woolly-backs. I'm sure you know if you are from Liverpool. Now, this is another real player, Marco Breen. As you can see, that indicates that he is retiring at the end of the season. He's been a good servant. Signed from Arsenal in 2019 to 2020 for £5.5 million. He's come in and done a pretty decent job. Although I imagine now he is basically the equivalent to Jamie Carragher, I guess. Aging defender who's been a bit of a rock and does encapsulate everything good about the team, I suppose. But he will be gone soon, so let's not worry about him. Might bring him into the coaching staff maybe. We've got Jaroslaw Michalski here. He's 28 from Poland. Doesn't have the best technical attributes here, but he's got good heading and good concentration and anticipation. I'll start that one again. And tackling. That's all you need, and marking. That's all you really need in a defender. Signed for £90 million, and you will notice a trend here, a very realistic trend at that. In that Liverpool spend quite an awful lot of money. But in fairness, usually in the past, Liverpool spent an awful lot of money on shite. I was going to say something else then, but absolutely on shite. I don't know, El Hadji Diouf, Andy Carroll. I want to say Stuart Downing, but that's been a bit harsh. He's been okay this year. He hasn't been amazing by any stretch of the imagination, but he's been okay. He's been respectable. Certainly not worth £20 million, but compared to last season's disaster, yeah. But you know what I mean when I say we spend a lot of money, but these players are actually pretty decent. Like we've got here Pepe Hernandez, which is an incredibly Spanish name. It's just that's like the first thing you might like. Pepe Hernandez. It's like John Smith. It's great. Signed for £8.5 million. Miles. So we keep for some reason Liverpool. Slaven Bilic kept picking Arsenal, sort of picking bits off Arsenal, like a chicken leg or something. And he hasn't really played all that much, to be honest. I don't understand why he spent £8.5 million on this guy and barely played him. He will be a future star, I can guarantee. He's only 25, so he's got a long time. This is Yusuf, I think it's Tej or Tay. I don't know if that J is silent or not. Call him Django because the J is silent. Yeah, doesn't really work, does it? He's 26 from Tunisia, so he will be missing when the African Cup of Nations comes around, because Tunisia do usually qualify for it, and they paid, get this, a whopping £36 million for him last season. No wonder he got sacked, spending that amount of money on a frigging defender. I don't believe any defender is worth £36 million. Not John Terry, not Ashley Cole, not Rio Ferdinand, not Roberto Carlos, not Fabio Cannavaro. Not anyone. I was going to say not no one there, but that's terrible grammar. £36 million. That is, believe it or not, broken the record for Andy Carroll. So no longer is Andy Carroll the highest fee paid for a player by Liverpool on this. Astonishing. Now, Jack Robinson. So you may be wondering, why is he saying that with surprise? And look over here, pleased to join Liverpool. What? What's happened? Well, they let him go. They sold him to Swansea in 2017. I probably would have. 2018. Yeah, they sold him in 2018. And Arsenal actually came a decent player at Arsenal, and now he's getting on a bit. And he was transfer listed by West Brom. And I thought for basically nothing, I thought I'd bring him in just for a bit of experience. But also I needed a left back, and I knew he would sign. It's a guaranteed signing. So yeah, I thought that's and he could be good. Let's hope so. There's there's a fair few young defenders here as you're looking. There's a lot of DCs here. They're all quite young. Next one, anyway, moving along, is Gonzalo Romero, another Spaniard, even though it is a very Argentinian name. Again, another good player. Paid $9. I don't know why Arsenal. I can only assume he had a bust up or something, because he's been to a lot of clubs, but now I think he's found a home at Liverpool, hopefully. And he looks alright to me. Doesn't have the best average rating there, but from what I've seen of him so far, he looks okay. He looks pretty decent. And for £9 million, I think that wasn't too bad at all. Should just point out again, the only players I've signed, there's 3 players I think I've signed. Let me just check that actually. Let me just double check that. Yeah, 3 players. So there you go. So Robinson and King and another player which we'll get onto in a moment. And then we finally got here this and one of the more experienced. Well, I wouldn't say experienced. He's 24. One of the better defenders. He's a very, very good defender. Actually, I think this is going to be my Ronald Custers. I'm sure if you've been watching the Brighton save, you'll know who that is. I'm just assuming so because as I say, we do seem to get a lot of random new viewers on the part one. So hi there if you are a new viewer. Yeah, Glukov, I think his name is Vadim Glukov. £29 million. That's a lot of money on this defence. So I'm hoping they will provide a lot of clean sheets. And then we get on to the younger players here. Now these are the ones I've promoted because I think they could have either decent potential or something along them lines, or provide adequate cover. Now I realise these are probably way too young to be thrown into the first team, and they probably are. Philip McDonough. He's only been here for a few years, 1.5 star potential, not amazing, but as we all know, if you watch the FM12 series, there was a player called Jason Malone. He was not very good. He had no right to be a regular starter for Liverpool, but you know what? He only had 2-star potential, but he played as if he had 4-star potential. He was very, very good, and I think there is an unofficial, I don't know if it's unofficial or sort of unfounded thing in this game where if a player plays for his favoured club, he will give more. I don't know if that is a known fact or something, but as far as I've seen, I think that is what happens to a lot of these players. When they give a little bit more, they play out of their potential a bit more if they play for their favoured club. And then we've got Kyle Agito. He's Welsh, or Agito? I'm gonna say he's Welsh. He's probably got some weird way of pronouncing that, so I'm just gonna not say his name for now. But he has 4-star potential. He looks really good. He is going to be sent out on loan, so forget about him. And we've got extremely Scouse-sounding name Jay Lacy. I think he's from Liverpool anyway. Yeah, he is from Liverpool. Of course he is, with a name like that. And yeah, he has decent potential. He can also play in centre midfield, so he's a very versatile player. Then at right back here we have Torrent. I think it's Toshi, maybe. Is that C with an accent? With a sort of S or CH sounding name. He's a good player. Likes to get forward a bit. And has good, obviously, acceleration. Very similar to Glenn Johnson, I think you'll find. And he's Greek, so yeah, pretty good. And then, strangely enough, we have a player called Fabio, who's a left back. He's also Brazilian. Don't worry, it's not Fabio da Silva, one of the twins. Of course, it's a regen, as you can see. Signed for just under £14 million from Aston Villa. So I don't know whether he was necessary or not, but he's fairly young still, so he's got a bit of time left in him. And this is Walter Bresci. I think it's Bresci or Bresci. 30. I don't think from what I've seen him so far, I don't think he's really that great, to be honest. I was tempted to let him go. Tottenham put a bid in, but I thought, no, I've got to use as many players because this isn't a massive squad. It's about the size I like, but like a small but not too small, but big but not too big type of squad. It's just right. So I thought, I've got to utilise every player I've got until I can start actually building my team. Properly. That'll take a while to do, obviously, but you've got to use every resource you can. And move on to two young defensive centre mids here. Carl Connolly, another Welsh one. You may find, of course, if you do take over Liverpool, a lot of Welsh youngsters. Of course, we are next to Wales. Liverpool is very much like Wales, except the sheep shagging. Oh, I went there. No, I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding. Don't start writing your fiery, annoyed comments in the box there. I'm only kidding. It's only banter. Banter. Like you can hate banter immensely. I think it's a childish thing to do. We've got a Russian youngster here. I don't know what I was trying to do there. Anyway, I want to say his name. I can never say Russian names. Here we go. Actually, no, I'm not even gonna attempt it. Lebimov. Fuck this. You say it out loud. You can read. You have eyes. If you don't, then sorry. Yaya Toure. Now this is good. A lot of sort of regen names do generate because of similar names of real players and so on. And this is no exception here. Yaya Toure. He's a centre mid/left mid player who can also play in attacking roles. He's actually really, really good. He's only 25. He's obviously Ivorian. £21.5 million. I certainly think well spent. He's pretty damn good. A little bit inconsistent at times. Maybe I sincerely doubt he is the son of. No, he's not. Okay, just have to make sure because that can happen, from what I know. Paul Stewart, he's getting on a bit now. He has beautiful cornrows. Wow, they're very nice. Got quite a decent amount of pace in him, and he's got stamina and all that. From what I've seen, not that great a player actually, but he's at least from what I've seen, maybe he is good. Well, if you look at his average ratings, they're excellent. Yeah, anytime you get into the high, 7, just generally even 7. If you have an average rating of 7 or above, I see that as a good sign. So obviously he's quite pretty good, but from what I've seen of him, yeah. Votek Tobias, which is a beautifully European name. He's 27, pretty good player, plays in centre midfield, very consistent. Do like what I see from him, just under £18 million. You can see Slaven Bilic spending a lot of money and not really getting the results. So maybe I can put these players to good use. Who knows? Manolo Villaro from Spain. Has a very odd egg-shaped face there, or head in general. Yeah, he has a very egg. Yeah, it's like the egg. He literally is an egghead. Good player again, DLP centre midfielder, just under £10 million again from Arsenal. Don't know why he kept picking at Arsenal. And then we have Jonathan Simpson, who I'm sure you're extremely confused when you look at his nationality. Yes, Argentinian. He was born, and then this gets even better. He's also English, but hang on. I thought it was. I'm thinking of someone else. There was a player, Argentinian player. I can't remember who it was. Born in Florida, but he was Argentinian. I didn't realise there was a place in Argentina called Florida, and it made me laugh. But yeah, I don't know how he can be Argentinian and English. That's like being. I don't know what it can be like, but yeah, I can only assume then that is in the Falklands or something, or near the Falkland Islands. It's possible. And finally here, in terms of the midfielders, have we got any more actually? Actually, no, we've got a few more, I should say. We have a winger here called Henry, I think it's Egerton, or Egerton? Might be Egerton, I'm not sure. And he's another player who I have bought in, probably paid a little bit over the odds to be honest, but Wigan would not lie down, and I really wanted him and he wanted to leave, so I ended up having to fork out a little bit more than I wanted. I wanted to pay about £8 or £9 million, but unfortunately I was forced to pay 12. I think the agents were being a bit dickish. Now, as you can see, he started at Man United, so, a bit different there. But what made me laugh even more, I just went to check where he's from. He's from Crosby, which is in Liverpool, and yeah, why he's at Manchester United, I don't know. And I know Crosby's in Liverpool because that's where I live. So yeah, he's from the same place as me, which is always nice. Zoran Bunjak, 28-year-old from Serbia. I'll speak this up now because I think I'm rambling a bit. Just under £20 million from Ajax. Yeah, you can, again, overspending. Joshua Johnson, 28 years old, Australian. I think we have another Harry Kewell on our hands, £11 million from Newcastle. Strangely enough, he went from Newcastle United Jets to Newcastle United in England, which I found very amusing. Jude Nugent. Yes, there is a player playing for Liverpool called Jude. 3 guesses as to what song Liverpool fans will use for this lad. Yeah, he's actually pretty decent. He's English and he's been here all his life. He's never really played, but I'm going to give him a go this time, like properly throw him into the team. And don't worry if he ever does score or win a cup for me or anything, I won't start singing Hey Jude, don't worry. Tony Jocelyn, 18-year-old winger. Again, he's another player who doesn't have a great deal. Actually, has he got? Yeah, he doesn't have a great deal of potential. And then we come to the man himself, the one I was really, really excited to being able to play with here. Probably one of the best players I've ever seen to come from Football Manager in terms of regens. Barry Wallace, the captain. Just look at them stats. Just look at them. Look how many dark green squares there are. Look how many 20s there are. Look how many high numbers. It's insane. Apart from he's not the most aggressive. His tackling isn't great. His marking is okay, and even corners that's not bad for a striker. But they are insanity. If I just show you his stats, if you've never seen him before, they paid £9.5 million from Dundee United, and that's quite funny because we played Dundee in the Europa League, which I'll get to in a moment. Just look at the amount of goals he scored. Down here. I'm pointing at the screen with my finger because obviously you can see that. Hopefully, and that's the problem. That's why I didn't go down there because my dot comes up. There you go. Never mind. Look at these average ratings. I said 7 is very, very good. 8 is like Lionel Messi. I would be surprised if Lionel Messi got 8 on this. This is insanity. 36 that season, 44 next season, 50 goals in one season. We're talking nearly Dixie Dean at that point, and he was some sort of alien. But I think this one here, 64 goals in 54 appearances. I think that succeeds Dixie Dean. That is insanity. And not to mention, he also got the paltry 24 assists. That an average rating of 8.12. Average. That is insanity. That is inhuman. No one is that good. And I don't think Lionel Messi, I suppose. But that is seriously ridiculous. Astonishing. And finally, our last few strikers here. Dominic Kemp, he's literally just come into the team. For some reason, FMC does the youth intake in July, and I was really excited about this guy. He's got 5-star potential. I knew it hit something excellent as soon as it started. Look at them stats for a 16-year-old. That is really good. When you're 16, they're supposed to be pink and blue. That's a lot of green. So I'm really excited about him. He's an AMC. I'm going to try and convert him potentially. I mean, he's got a lot of age yet for him to be converted, so don't worry about that. Might convert him into an MC, but also into a striker. I mean, as you can see, he's 5'5". That's pretty damn small. We're talking Santi Cazorla, I think there. There's another pretty exciting player I'm really happy to get a hold of. This is Suleiman Koulibaly. He's 31, so he is getting on a little bit, but he's still very, very good. He's injured currently, but he does come back to this from that very quickly. He paid £20.5 million for Fiorentina. He's very similar to sort of Kumar Babakar, if you remember him from FM11. He scored a fair few goals himself. Just going over some of the stats again. If you look down at the bottom there, 26 goals there, 19, 24, 29 last season. So he's pretty good. He's a very good number 9. And finally here, Dominic, or Dom, I should probably just call him Dom, since his full name is just Dom. I don't know why the game can't actually give nicknames to names, but whatever. Dom Goodeve, pretty decent. He's got 4-star potential. It's always what you want from it. Oh, sorry, it's got down now to 3.5. It is 4, or was 4 at one point. He looks pretty decent. So that is there for the team. So I hope you have learnt a bit now. Also, I haven't talked about it yet because I just remembered I'm going to put the links to the two saves at the bottom in the description, or wherever the description bar is now if you're watching this in the future and YouTube has moved friggin' players everywhere. And yeah, so you can download, I'll have a link to the Brighton saves if you want to continue as Brighton, or and obviously that's without me accepting the contract, or you can play and follow me as Liverpool and play along with me. And obviously, if you just want to be unemployed in that, if you just want to be unemployed in this universe, you can of course just resign from either one, from Brighton, and throw yourself in there. So yeah, that is that. So if you want to download it, do it now. Download is in there. It is in I think July of 2026. So yes, and this is how the league looks then after sort of 1.5. So I should say half of a game week. So Crewe, Alexandra, Norwich and Ipswich, Cardiff, Liverpool, Arsenal, West Ham, Tottenham, Southampton, Newcastle, Millwall, Manchester United, Huddersfield, Chelsea, Blackburn, Villa, West Brom, Forest, Brighton and City. That is how the league looks. If you want to know about the Premier League, the Championship, I should say, Everton are in there, Lincoln City and Swansea and Stevenage Borough, Shrewsbury Town, Oxford United. You can begin to see how mad this is. Middlesbrough in League One, QPR and so are Fulham, York City, Exeter, Notts County, League 2. Bolton Wanderers have fallen all the way to League 2. Chester have come up. Blackpool have fallen all the way. Portsmouth have gone. Gateshead are back in there. Southport, good to see Southport in there. Dover in there. Sheffield United have fallen all the way to the Blue Square Bet Premier. So have Tranmere, Bradford, Bishop Stortford. I've never heard of them. I've got a mad sort of amateurish name though. Bet Square North. This is going even further. Preston North End, I think, are they? Where are they? I've just seen them. I've just seen Preston. They're somewhere. Or was that in League 2? Where are they? I've just seen... Oh, they're in the... Sorry, that was in the conference, I should say. I saw them at the last second. Rotherham United, the poor old Chuckle Brothers, have seen them go into the Blue Square Bet North, the lowest league you can be in. Or at least the lowest equivalent you can be in, along with the Blue Square Bet South. That is the state then of play. Don't forget to look at like search and stuff, and obviously this transfer list. If you look at the value, we've got some of the players here, like some of the top players. I think, to be honest, if you want to do that, I'd go to World and look at the top players, and you can get an idea here. Like we've got Cuesta, who plays for Barcelona, Palau, the Man United striker, Gonzalez, another one, Mario Martino, which is a superb name from Chelsea. There's Barry Wallace, again, Serna, not the SRNA, but he actually has an E in it this time, so it actually makes sense. There's Sammy Albert, he's a very good player. And yeah, this is major clubs. West Bromwich Albion are in a major club. I haven't even done anything for them. They've just literally become. Derek McInnes, who the frig is this guy? Why is he so good? I know, obviously I've heard of him, I know who he is, but yeah, he plays for St Johnston, or did. I don't know. Anyway, that is basically it. So, thank you for watching. Thank you for picking Liverpool. I will now go ahead and play a season with Liverpool. Join me in February to see how we get on. And we'll also keep a close eye, don't forget, on Brighton as well. So if you want to download the save or the two saves, do it now. I should just point out, remember, this is FMC, so they will be saved as FMC files. I believe there is a difference there. I mean, it's not like a big difference. It's still .fm. It's just when you go to load, the skin will change to the FMC skin. So if you load the game and you see that the game changes the skin, don't freak out or anything. That's completely normal. It's meant to do that, and naturally it will change back once you go back to your normal full FM game. So just to point that out, I don't think there's anything else. I'm not sure. If there's anything different about downloading the file, you just go to my documents, Sports Interactive, Football Manager, make a games folder, and you just drop it in there, and that should be it. So I think games folder. If not, just Google it. I'm sure if you don't ask me a question, Google will have an answer, and I'm sure it'll be quicker than asking me, because it might take me a day to get back to you. So just to point that out. Thank you very much for watching. Anyway, hope you have enjoyed, and I will be back then with part 2 with Liverpool very soon. So bye bye for now.